Hey everybody, happy Tuesday, Tomb King Tuesday, Whiskey and the Fish, Whiskey and the Fish, Whiskey and the Fish. How are you doing? There we go, let's get those out of the way. So I've been going through doing all the metallics on these, so these are all pretty much all ready for oil washes. There's a few little bits left to do. I did do the white shoulder pad. What do you think of the white shoulder pad? Is it white enough? I'm not sure it's quite white enough. It's not bad. I think it needs a little bit more white pulling down, so I might just drop a little bit of white dots just a little bit lower down, and then I've got that shoulder pad ready to go white as well, just for a bit of variety. You think it's white enough? Yeah, I think I think it just needs to be, the mid-tone just needs to come a little bit further down. I think that's all it is. Yeah, I think it looks all right. And then that one's ready to go, and then I might do. Where's the Nuno Vox? There we go, that one. So I might do him with the white shoulder pad as well, just so that one squad has white shoulder pads, which would be quite good actually, because I want to put, I want to cut off the, the Primaris heavy bolter sight. I want to cut off the sights and pop the sights on here. I also want to try and change the barrel, but I'm not sure, because the Raven Guard use that special edition bolter, don't they, on some of their more unique units. So I thought it'd be quite cool if these ones are like the marked out white shoulder pad ones. I think it'd be quite cool to have sights, at least sights. I think I'll do at least sights on them. Yeah, it's quite cool. For the faithful servants of the Emperor, more white, more white. Do you think it needs more white? I think in the context of everything, I don't think it looks too bad, and I do like that silver is actually Leadbelcher, because it's like a warm dark silver, and it works really well against the cold grey. So that one needs to get snapped off. Look, it's got the large skull on it, and that one needs to get snapped off. That one's got the large skull on it. They've just printed, actually, they've just finished, so they need cleaning up later. Yeah, just taking it nice and slow. It's looking good. I also reprimed some of my Legions Imperialis as well, because these ones are the Emperor's Children ones. I reprimed that with a brush. I need to get them all on cork so I can reprime them with the airbrush, and then I'll turn the Emperor's Children into Raven Guard, and then I've got the Raven Guard in the Legions Imperialis as well, and then I've already got Night Lords in Imperialis. So I've already got loads of them painted up. Really need to build my Titans. Nice. We'll paint Drukhari later. I've just seen your Gaz. Your Gaz looks cool as shit. I love the Gaz. Looks awesome, mate. Looking awesome. Oh, and I drilled out the centre of that. I don't want that. I think it's in my head. It's like the suppression bit of the barrel that kind of suppresses the recoil, but I don't quite know what it is. So anyway, I took that out, and that's now in the middle of the. It's not glued on yet, but that's now in the middle of the barrel. I'm going to put it like 2/3 or 1/3 of the way up, somewhere like there, and then that's ready to. There we go. And that's ready to get primed as well. I really wanted a really long autocannon barrel. I thought it looked cool. It just reminds me of the old ones from the 90s, the old autocannon Predator from the 90s with the really long thin barrel, and then when I started building this one, the barrel looked cool, but it's only like that long, so I thought, oh, I know what I can do. So it's maybe that much too long. I might shorten it a fraction, but if you're gonna have a long barrel, you may as well have a long barrel, right? Like I did it so that it was just longer than the length of the tank, which I thought was hilarious. Oh, it's a gas removal. Oh, okay. Unfortunately, my phone takes a different one. Fumes and whatnot. Oh, okay. So is that where they gather and then they get expelled out, or is that where they gather as the projectile goes and then they come out at the end and that's what you see the wisp and stuff? The long barrel's nice. It's cool, isn't it? It's cool. I'm tempted to cut off the las cannons and make the las cannons longer. But no, the autocannon, in my head, the autocannon's always had like a really long barrel. I want to do. I'm trying to. Oh! Did I tell you I've got the? I've swapped the jet bikes. Did I tell you I've swapped the jet bikes? I can't remember whether I've told you I've swapped the jet bikes. You know, I put a post out on social media saying, does anybody, long shot, but does anybody want to swap these jet bikes for a pack of assault marines? Anyway, I didn't think I was going to get any replies. I just kind of kept retweeting it and reposting it. Anyway, I had a message last night. So no, you won't have known. You won't know because I think I had a message last night and it was all sorted out last night. So somebody's sending me 20 on sprue assault marines for one box of the jet bikes. So I've now got 20 assault marines, which is awesome because that means I've got 10 for the Raven Guard and then I've got 10 for the Night Lords as well, which is brilliant. And then the only thing, and this is all stuff that I've already got. So at the moment I haven't bought anything, which is brilliant. So the only thing I need are a unit of more Deathin for the Raven Guard because they're cool. Although the only thing about those is I don't know whether to convert them. Let me get your thoughts on this, guys. Let me get your thoughts on this. This is the unit. Let me just move this out of the way. I've got my lunch here as well. I'm still eating my lunch. This is the unit. And I don't know whether to convert these or not. Because it might be quite a nice little kind of converting project as well. Loyalist, Raven Guard. So it's these guys. But if you look at them, like the scale is now small. So they're now and they're Mark 6 as well. So it's not like it's going to be challenging to do it, sort of thing. I could cut up the Mark 6s and do the poses and stuff. So the only thing is making the bolter really. No, they're Forge World resin. They're Forge World resin. They're not Finecast. Different thing. They're just painted really badly. Look, they're just painted shockingly. The only thing that makes them different is the cloak. So that's all they've got really, because we can scratch build the bolter and do like a really cool barrel with a suppressor on it, right? Oh, what a ledge! Thank you, dude.
Choo-choo.
Thank you, mate. That's really kind of you. Thank you very much. So I'd need to do some kneeling down, and then it's just sculpting the cloak and converting the barrel. So what do you think? Is it worth buying this? Hey Perps! Hey Perps, how are you doing? So I don't know.
Yes,
I
I'm a
think.
gatekeeper
Oh,
and
it's
a
Atari.
I'm also God's favourite princess and the most
What you need to do,
interesting
Christopher,
girl
is put on the
around.
fucking music.
Oh, okay.
Fuck. Moo.
Let me get the music on. Yeah, like in my head, if I get 10 Mark 6s, if I get 10 Mark 6 bodies, and I've already got 5 like spare, so I've already got 5 sort of built, which I can kind of really, really carefully cut up and do the kneeling pose and things, and it might be quite cool just to do some of those. But I've already got 5, so if I get another 5 and then sculpt the cloak and scratch build the bolters.
All hail and huggle Tari II, High Empress of all the stuff, ruler of all the castles, better in every way than Tari I, painter extraordinaire, super duper nice person and artillery Tari for Trench Crusade. Fuck.
Oh my god, Tari the First, what a bitch. What a bitch Tari the First was. Tari the Second is phenomenal. Tari 2 is amazing. So, yeah, what do we think? They are. That's the thing. And this is only 5. It's only 5 in a squad. And they're really cool, so I kind of want more. So I think if I grab the Mark 6, where's the Mark 6? See, Mark 6 you get 20. So I could even grab 10 off eBay for peanuts. First time Olivia mentions Tari the First. Olivia, do you know any history about Tari the First? Yeah, exactly. Like, I kind of want 10. I kind of want 10 of them. Because they're really cool. And they're quite funky in the game. So I think I'd try and find some Mark 6s on Sprue. And convert them from that. Because it's just... Can I spin that? Yes.
Stories about Tari I have been heavily redacted. Better not look into it.
Oh, is there anything you can tell us though? Olivia? Like, heavily redacted? You must know why they've been redacted, Olivia. You're like super important. So it's just this cloak. And that cloak is stupidly simple. That cloak's not how should we say it? It's not like normal Games Workshop sculpting. It's just a piece of flat green stuff that they've rippled. Best not to ask, or you may have the same... Oh no! Oh! I don't mind paying a bit more. Yeah, see, that's the thing as well. I mean, unfortunately, it's the same with these as well. The only thing with these is they've got really nice claws and jump packs, but you really want to put them on. You really want to put them on like new bodies, don't you? The claws and the shoulder pads are cool, but you really want to put them on new bodies. I'm close to being worth it, but yeah. Like, they're clearly going to be small. They've got a really nice chest plate. It's kind of like Mark II. It's kind of like a Mark II chest plate, isn't it? Where's the Mark IIs? They're like a Mark II chest and Mark VI legs. That's the Mark II chest. Very short torso, yeah. Dark Fury time. Avian, we are talking. All my Vanguard vets in front of Primaris bodies. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's different though. Like 40k, converting and making things into Primaris for 40k, I think is a little bit different. Because Primaris, you can just fit stuff on. I still need to get to the point of still got to wait for... How are you doing, Avian? Just having a quick conversation about the Raven Guard, because I got a swap last night, which was cool. Don't know whether you saw on social media. I was asking. But I've got a box of the jet bikes, and I just put a message out saying, does anybody want to swap these? I know it's a long shot, but does anybody want to swap these for a box of assault marines? And I just kind of kept retweeting it. Hey, Hargrim, how you doing? Oh, thank you for the resub.
Woo.
What a ledge. 136. It's around there. So I put it out and I just kept kind of retweeting it, not really expecting anything. Anyway, I got a message saying, yeah, I've got 20 assault marines on sprue, but not in the box. I'm happy to do that swap. So I've got 20 assault marines coming, which is perfect because that's 10 for the Raven Guard and then 10 for the Night Lords, which is brilliant. But then I also need, we're waiting for the Mark IV, because I want to do a unit of them, just jet black, very, very minimal highlighting. I mean, they're not going to be jet black, they're going to be slightly off black, so that you can see recess shading and the shoulder pad icons and stuff. But they're the reconnaissance squad, and then we get to make really cool bolters for them as well. So that'll be really nice to do. But that's kind of like waiting on Games Workshop for the Mark IVs, because the current Mark IVs are tiny, aren't they? You can see them; they're all squat and really, really kind of teeny tiny. So we'll have to wait for those. But what I'm talking about at the moment, or what I'm trying to decide at the moment, is whether to convert these, because they don't seem worth it. And at the moment, quick drivers and Bob's your uncle. At the moment, I haven't spent any money on this. This is all stuff that Games Workshop have shipped out, and I've done videos on painting things and painting tutorials and bits like that for YouTube with them. So I've stripped a lot of the ones that I've done painting tutorials on, and I've managed to get all the Raven Guard and all the Night Lords all sorted. So now it's kind of like piecing together and just adding the little extra bits. So these ones, the only real thing that makes them unique, really, that's difficult, and it's not even in the realms of difficult, is the cloak. I can have a cloak of feathers! Oh shit. Well, that's just sold it, hasn't it? That's just sold it. Because now I've got a green stuff cloak, let it dry, and then green stuff feathers on the top of it. That's perfect. Because then the only awkward one is things like this, where I'm going to have to cut up the legs. I'm going to have to cut up these Mark 6s. Because I've got 5 spare, so if I get another 5 off eBay for like peanuts. If I can get 5 off eBay, or even just like a sprue off eBay for peanuts of Mark 6s, then I can cut them up and convert them into those, which would be really, really cool. But they've all had all the metallics done on them. They all look really cool now. They're ready for the oil wash and then all the chipping and stuff. Try Vinted, cheaper for 40k stuff. That's a good idea. Yeah, I could try Vinted and like Facebook Marketplace, couldn't I? For just like, in fact, let's just let's just for shits and giggles. Mark 6. £26. 26 quid for 10. I kind of think I can get it cheaper than that. There's 5 for 16. There's 20 built. Maybe they're not. Maybe that's about the right price. But I mean, that's not bad, is it? Well, it's 18 with delivery. So, I've been searching every bit store on eBay for dart lancers for my Scourgers. Found a single dart lance for a tenner. Yeah, all my Scourge. I've got 3 units of Scourge. 1 unit has all dart lancers. 1 unit has the melter. Which one's the melter? Heat lance. So one unit has the heat lance, one unit has the dark lance, and then one unit has the other one. And it's only really the dark lance that is recognisable. Everything else, nobody knows what it looks like, so you can just say they're anything. So it's the Haywire Blaster. So yeah, I've done a unit with Haywire, a unit with Heat Lance, and a unit with Dark Lance. Did you just buy 4 packs then, or 3D print? So I have, because you get a Dark Lance with the Cabalite squad, and I've got loads of Cabalite squads, and you get, where do you get the Heat Lance and stuff? But no, none of them are 3D printed. They're all plastic. I can't remember where you get the Heat Lance from. It might still be in the Cabalite squad. But it might. Is it the Reaver jet bikes? You get one on the Reaver jet bikes. So I think I cut off a barrel and put it on.
Christopher, Kitty's Picks. Right.
Oh,
About
Olivia
meow.
is
Also
being
music.
demanding. Olivia's demanding today. Olivia is demanding today. Oh my word! Whiskey. So yeah, that's my Scourge, and then one of them's a unit with feather wings. One of them is a unit with bat wings, and then the other one is the unit of the double insect wings from the Kroot. The Kroot kill team that came out. She's super cute. She's super cute. Oh my word. She's going proper tortoise shell, isn't she? Poe is going proper tortoise shell. That's hecking adorable. Hi! I just love the fact that it's upside down as well. Can anybody else, by the way, get in here? I can't get in here. It would have been my luck that I clicked on that and it would let me in and show you all the not safe for work stuff, and then I get banned from Twitch, but it hasn't let me in for about a week. I don't know why. You couldn't either. I might remake it. I'll remake the room. You can get in there. What? Why? Weird. Because I've checked all the settings and everything. Is there anything interesting going on in there? I'm going to delete it and remake it. Seeing the last post from Purples from 2 days ago. Please don't get banned, I would miss you. Aww. So are we settled and confirmed that I just convert these?
Christopher. Picture from yesterday, Poe and Tato cuddling. Damn it. Also music.
Oh. Might be parental adult settings for YouTube with Discord. Just a wild guess. Like I was thinking, because it was age restricted, and then when the UK brought in that stupid age restriction ID ban thing that people have been hilariously getting around with very creative and interesting ways. The best one is using a picture of Keir Starmer's passport to age verify yourself. I turned it off being age restricted. Yeah, so I don't know why it must have remnants of it being an age restricted channel or something. That's why it works for me and not for Tara and Chris. But it's not age restricted anymore. I turned that off. I turned it off the channel. So I don't know why. I'm going to remake it anyway. I'm going to remake the room because I can't get in it. I can't get in it. I can't get in a room on my Discord, and it's annoying. Like, it's not age restricted at all. Like, there's nothing. So I don't know what it's done. It's remembered a. Oh my word! Now it won't even let me. There we go. It's not an age restricted channel, for God's sake. No, it's not letting me in. Seems to be age restricted still. Well, I've turned it off. So anyway, it's got some weird remnants. Well, you are under 18. Tari, it's Tari's birthday tomorrow, and as of tomorrow, Tari will no longer be under 18. Or maybe it's Thursday. I can't remember. There's so many birthdays this week. I think it's Tari tomorrow, isn't it? And then Sophie on Thursday. Yeah, Tari tomorrow. Sophie on Thursday. She'll be 17. What, tomorrow? No, she is 17 now. She's under 17. She's under 18 now. She will be 18 tomorrow. Tari's a really, really young queen. She's like the Empress of Tomorrow. Right, so yeah, so confirmed with that. And then I've actually got those shoulder pads. I've 3D printed those shoulder pads already, so I've already got loads of them. So that's fine. It won't let me remove the minor roll. Oh, is there a weird roll in there? Oh yeah. There we go, let's remove that one. It's still not gonna, I don't think it's... No, it's still not. I don't know what it is. What happens if I turn it off private? Can I get into it if I turn it off private? Nope. What the fuck? What the fuck? So stupid. I mean, it's quite a different thing around my neighbourhood, so I got a chuckle. You've overridden the permissions. No, it won't let me in. It's something to do with it being a remnant of a age-restricted channel, because when it was age-restricted, it was age-restricted after the UK thing came in, because I didn't think it was going to affect a Discord channel, for God's sake. So I didn't even think to turn it off. So when that came up and it was like, oh, please verify your age, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'll just turn off age-restricted on it. So I think it's remembering that it asked for my age the last time I went in, and it's not letting me in now, so I think that's all it is. It judges your personal maturity. I'm just going to delete it and remake it, and then everybody can just lose everything that's in there. Because there was nothing that funny in there anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? Oh, it's going to be interesting trying to... it's going to be interesting trying to cut these up. Trying to make these kneel down and stuff. I mean, I only need one kneeling one, right? I suppose the other ones are like... I've got their foot up on a... You may as well try and get them close to being cool. And have one foot up on a tactical rock and things. Like this one here, he's got his foot up on tactical rock. You may as well make them look vaguely like this. Oh, music. Yeah, music before Olivia shouts at me again. Music. God, I keep getting distracted. Why am I getting distracted today? Stream. Right, how's that volume? There we go. I think that's okay. Okay, so it is supposed to be Tomb King Tuesday today. However, I was just kind of enjoying chit-chattering about the Raven card because they are looking cool. I'm very pleased with them. They are looking awesome. The new versions of these are printed out last night, so I need to wash and cure those, and then I can snap these ones off and glue the new ones back on. I'm leaving them on so I know which ones I need, where they are when I snap them off and put new ones on. Yeah, I really do think they look great. I think they look really, really cool. I'm going to order a pot of Dark Reaper and a pot of black. Well, no, I've got black. So I'm going to order a pot of Dark Reaper and mix up this halfway colour, which will be really good because then I can be consistent. Although I've already painted everything, so maybe not. Yeah, anyway, right, let's move all of these out of the way. But I think they're looking great. He's going to have a white shoulder pad. Oh, Purple and Tari, because you weren't here when I was showing this off. Do you think that's white enough? Do you think that's a white enough shoulder pad? I think the mid-tone around here just needs a little bit more mid-tone kind of fade. But other than that, I think it's about right. In short, recommend it. Then I moved to Edgewater, which is Andersonville. Ah. Looks good. Yes, I agree. So it goes up to pure white in the middle. It's just that this transition is a little bit harsh. It's not too bad on this one because the values aren't too different, but on this side the values are a bit too different, I think. I mean, you are Empress Tari. You can turn your town into whatever town you like. You just say, hey. You just say, hey, this guy's brilliant. This guy is the you're a dick Marine. He's just pointing at dicks. It's like, oi, you're a dick. Hey you, where's your helmet brush? I want to give one of the sergeants a feather. But that's for another time. This one, where's the other sergeant? So that sergeant's going to have a bear head. This one's already got a bear head. Yeah, all good. And I've got a unit of Volkite. Volkite. I've got one heavy bolter. I don't know whether to go and do an entire unit of heavy bolters or not. I'm not sure. But because I do have 4. I've got 4 spares, so I could do a unit of heavy bolters. But heavy bolters don't feel very Raven Guardy. I just really like the look of this one. So when the heavy weapon sprue came out, I just built one and painted this one up for social media. But they're not it's not a very Raven Guardy weapon, really, is it? I can't just kick out all the non-gays. Something about rights or something. Something about rights. Right. Okay. Eat it with a fork, but then you need a spoon to get all the last little bits out of the bowl. Oh, does everybody want to see that? Hang on, hang on. So, tomorrow, my sister's birthday today, and then we're going out for a meal tomorrow. So I'm going to send you the menu page. Shit, what's it called? Here you go. So here's the menu page. I'll stick it in chat, and then you can all pick. You can all pick what you'd have, what you'd order. What would you order? Because it's really nice here. I usually have a chicken burger, so they do a really nice chicken burger with bacon, cheese, and like sweet chili sauce, and then they do sweet chili fries, which is lovely. But tomorrow I'm going to have a pizza. Actually going to have a pizza, because every time we go, somebody who's in the group has a pizza, and I'm always really jealous. Chris has chicken. Shocking. Guess what I'm going to have on my pizza tomorrow? Guess what I'm going to have? There is one down here. I think it's a Boston. Pulled pork, peppers, bacon, red onion, Cajun. No, it's not that one. Seattle. There it is. Chicken, mozzarella, pulled pork, pepperoni, parmesan, parsley, sweet and spicy barbecue sauce. So I'm gonna have Seattle. How about barbecue chicken pizza? Yep, there we go. Well, most of them sound lush. They're all amazing. Like, you run down here and you're like, oh, I could have that. I could have that. They're fab. North Carolina, barbecue pulled pork, pickled red onion, coriander, parsley, sesame seeds and barbecue sauce and mozzarella. Just amazing. Lazio, Lake Como. Even the Lake Como is nice. Look at this. Pear, gorgonzola, rocket, balsamic glaze, creme fraiche, thyme, onions, parsley, mozzarella and homemade tomato sauce. That sounds amazing. Boston sounds nice. Boston does sound good. Napoli. Yeah. Pear. What the fuck? Well, that's because if you put pineapple on it, everybody would be like, pineapple on a pizza, you can't do that. So they're like, well, we need to add some like sweetness to it, so we're going to make it pear. Do they do a ham and pineapple? I don't know whether they do a ham and pineapple. Is there a ham and pineapple one here? There must be. There must be. That one's nice as well. Look at this one. Do they not do a ham and pineapple? Tiger prawns, roasted garlic, red onions. Why add sweetness on a pizza? That's heresy. In fairness, you can't put a pear on a pizza either. Pear or what? I think we should all just turn up. Is everybody going to turn up to my sister's birthday tomorrow? That'd be awesome. You're going to sit in Purple's corner on this one. Well, I'm having a Seattle anyway. I'm having this one. Chicken, mozzarella, pulled pork, pepperoni, parmesan, parsley, sweet and spicy barbecue sauce, and then I'll probably get a side order of the sweet chili fries because they're really nice. Sweet chili chips. Wonder if the Italians got ticked off that pizza is shared with Americans, considering a lot of them are named after US cities. That Seattle one seems delicious. I feel like that's the most boring one. What, this one? Do you think? Should I be less boring? But I like chicken. I just went down and looked at the chicken. That's the other one that I like. Phone? As in you've got a phone call? Oh no, we've lost Tari the Second. Tari the Second has gone. We have lost Tari the Second. Right, we need to... we need to start doing copper and stuff. I'm not Italian, but I agree with them 100%. You agree with Italians? Just because you don't want to work on Wednesday. Right, let's turn that off. Okay, so I need the turquoise. We need to do the turquoise, don't we? So we need to do the next turquoise on all of these apart from that one. So all of these need the next turquoise. Okay. Check what I answered to you, silly Billy. What? Most actual Italians I know don't consider American pizza as pizza. I mean, it's not, is it? I think there's one YouTube channel that I follow that is Tony Angelo, and he lives in, I think he lives in Pennsylvania, and he's always on about, like, because he does, it's a car channel, so he's building cars, and he always says that he's a pizza team with a racing problem, as opposed to a racing team with a pizza problem. So he always has pizza, he always orders in pizza, and he's marking the pizza out of 10 or whatever, and the vast majority of time it looks like a really nice Italian style stone cooked pizza with like the crispy crunchy crust and everything, and it always looked really good. And then occasionally they go on a road trip or somewhere and they go and try pizzas everywhere else, and they're like, look at this is like an absolute bag of crap. It's like all floppy and American and rubbish. But the Pennsylvania one seems to be all right. Or the pizza shops that he goes to in Pennsylvania regularly seem to be okay. Seem to be rather nice. People go off on pineapple. Apparently, squid ink is a thing in Japan. Perhaps I learned that off the internet. No, people have squid ink in Japan. It's one of the smaller, like, scary things that they do in Japan. Squid ink. We have family and friends in Italy. We go every year. I love to be a dick and go, ah, yes, but have you tried New York pizza? Have you tried Chicago Town pizza? Fish, you a dick. Where's the you're a dick Marine? Where is he? Where is he? There he is. Hey, fish. You're a dick. I'm gonna photograph him. I'm gonna when he's finished and based and everything. I'm gonna photograph him and do a photograph, and he's just gonna have a tagline underneath that just says, "You're a dick." It's brilliant. It's gonna be really cool. You're a dick. It's the You're a Dick Marine. Right, so we need turquoise. I've ordered. So that is the first thing I've purchased for this army. I've ordered a second transfer sheet, Raven Guard transfer sheet. Because I do need some more white ones, even if I kind of get around some of it by giving some of them white shoulder pads. I do need some more white ones, so I've ordered a second sheet. You're a dick. Yeah, I think that's the greatest advert. I think that's the greatest motivation for me trying to get this army done. He's got a pouch on his thing as well. I don't know how many pouches to give them because the pouches are quite smart. It's just more to paint, isn't it? And I've given the other one. The other guy has. Where is he? Look for the white shoulder pad. The other guy, I've given him some grenades and things. I don't think the grenades look too bad. I think the grenades look pretty cool. Maybe I should put some grenades on more of them, because they paint up quite quickly. You just kind of stipple them as you're stippling the army. You just stipple them and then you pick out the details. Yes, no grenades. yes, no, like extra things on the model. It kind of sets them apart, doesn't it, then, from everything else? I suppose some of them have got the feathers and things hanging off the belts. It'll be fine. You know what you should do? Yes, tell me. Take one of your Marines with a power claw and repose him to flip the bird with the claws. What, like this guy? Just have the thing the other way around and have all but one extended, because these push out, don't they? So they retract into here and then they get pushed out with the spring. So you should pull in 4 of them and then leave one sticking out. UK style? Well, UK style is, yeah, okay, with 2 claws. Yeah, 2 claws. Wow. Right, so yes, turquoise. Stop distracting me, everybody. Where is it? There it is. Blue-green. So yeah, this is the one for the YouTube video. So he's nearly done. Just check that the tone is about the same. The tone is absolutely bang on. So we're bang on the tone. Do the metallics, because I think the metallics will look really good once we've knocked them down with some oil wash. And then give everything a matte varnish once we've done the oil washes, which will knock all the metallics back and give everything a nice matte finish. So yeah, should be quite cool. Right. I need to put some water in the wet palette. So every time I fill up the wet palette, get yourself a cheap flask of water, fill it with distilled water, and then you can fill up your wet palette really easily. And if you want to try some of the brushes that I use, do !brush in chat and pick up some really cool Artisopas ones, because they are excellent. Still being super impressed with them. Super impressed. Okay. Did I put it back? Oh no, it's over there. You sort out my wet palette. I hadn't used it in a while and it's become a kind of a terrarium. Yeah, I picked up a new foam for it, because my foam had gone quite mouldy. You can get the mould out, so every 6 months or so I'll rinse it, like really rinse it, and like squeeze it, and then dip it in some bleach. But over the years, it's very, very slowly started to disintegrate, and it's started like flaking off and everything. So I've ordered a new one. So I've got a lovely, nice new one now, which is rather cool. IPA to the water in my wet. No, yeah. So I do that. So I get. I use distilled water, and I put a few drops of IPA in there, and then that's the water that I use to fill up the wet palette. So if that was me that gave you that tip and that's why you started doing it, Purples, you are welcome. I'm glad it's helping. If I wasn't, then nice one finding out. Because I don't think a lot of people say that. I don't think that's a very well passed out piece of information. It was you indeed. Yay! You're welcome. Yeah, so there you go. Anybody using a wet palette, just have a pot. Because the biggest thing with the wet palette is everybody uses tap water to fill it up. Tap water has got all sorts of shit in it, and eventually it'll all separate out, and it will bring all the bacteria and everything, and just make the sponge go shitty and mouldy and horrible and yucky. So yes, if you're happy living like that, then that's absolutely fine. But if you want to be like neat and tidy and have a neat looking palette and everything, because it does help. Like it literally helps having a clean palette, because then you have a nice white clean piece of paper on it that you can see, and when you're mixing your paints and everything, and it's just a nicer place to be. So get a jug, get a jar, get whatever you want, some way of pouring water into your wet palette, and just put a couple of drops of isopropanol in there, and it just stops anything happening in the wet palette. Again, that's another video I really need to do. Maybe I should do some like shorter version videos, because I had a request today. Had a really cool request on YouTube today saying, I keep missing your streams, but in all of your videos where you're building something, you always talk about not stressing the parts when you clip them off the sprue. Could you do a video on that, please? Like just a video just on that. So I think what I might do is just some really short videos on things like that. Wet palette tips. How to cut things out of sprue. Because like how to cut things out of the sprue is something that the average hobbyist is never going to click on if it's like half an hour long. But if it's 5 minutes, they might be like, oh, what's he talking about? What crap is he talking about? I can cope with clicking on this and watching it because it's 5 minutes just to find out what rubbish he's talking about. And then by the time he's clicked on it and found out, oh, actually, this is actually quite good. I've actually got some useful information. Then it's helped, hasn't it? I would argue it would make the mould issues worse. What would make? Oh, IPAB. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You are actively adding. You are actively adding yeast and bacteria to. Yeah. I mean 90% isopropanol alcohol. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, not IPA beer. Fantastic. So, yeah, I might do... well, stop saying might, Chris. Commit. I will do some short videos just on little tips. Chris's Top Tip Tuesday on YouTube. I don't know. Something like that. As I said, I need to wake up. There's also this that works, and it weighs the paper too, which is a good bonus. Oh, you put them in the... Oh, that's cool. So you put those in the corner. Yeah, I will save all the tips, but the other one is make sure the paper is flat. So once it's because you put it on the paper and it curls up at the edge, right? But it then uncurls itself when everything is wet. So once it's wet and it's unfurled itself, just take I use a base. So I just have a base here. So I use a base, and all the creases that are on the wet palette, just flatten the creases out with a flat edge. So I just use a base. You can use a credit card. But we've all got bases around, haven't we? So that one just stays next to my wet palette. And then you've made sure that all the water is touching all the wet palette paper. Therefore, there's no part of the wet palette that will dry out then. we go. There's another. Yeah, so I need to make a list of. Throw out in chat now anything that you think might be interesting for me to make some really, really short, like, tip videos on for YouTube. Like things that I do that more people need to know about, kind of thing. Yeah, an old credit card. The last one is a tip from Ninjon. What, the antibacterial paperweight things? Don't know if YouTube allows tip videos. Pixel, that's savage. Ba-dum. Alright, let's do this one. We need to finish the bows as well. We haven't done this bow. Oh my god, am I gonna do clickbait YouTube titles? 5 wet palette tips nobody ever tells you. Yeah, five wet palette tips that will shock you. These 5 tips will shock you. You'll never guess what number 5 is. You won't believe what he did with his brush next. No, it'll just be like wet palette tips and tricks. Boom, done. He cut what? The picture of me with like a knife in my finger going, ow! Oh my god, no, Chris, no. I painted all of these, by the way. I painted all of these standing up, which wasn't too bad. Like even like being really careful with the metallics and stuff. I mean, I know it's not really small details, but I was trying last night. I was seeing last night like how small a detail I'm comfortable painting is standing up, and it's actually quite a lot. As long as this desk can kind of cope with me leaning on it, sort of thing. It seems to be. Probably makes absolutely no difference, but I refuse to click on videos with that shite on the title. I hate those. I really don't like them. You do need to do the stupid face on the thumbnail, otherwise it has no shock value. I'd rather it just have like hobby value. Like, do you want some tips from somebody who's been painting for like 35 years on a wet palette? No? Okay, go and click on another video then. I mean, I'm not like Ninjon funny, and like I can't do videos with editing and, well, I can, I just don't want to. Like I've just got like, there's a football channel that I watch on YouTube with a guy called Adam Cleary in it, and he's ever so funny. And he's really, it sounds like he's like really natural when he's doing his videos, and he's like stumbling over his words and things. And I'd be like, I could never do a video like that. So. And I like doing just like little chatty videos. never seem to do particularly well. It's easily solvable. Take professional acting lessons to become Ninja on Funny and hire a video editor. I mean, hiring a video editor would be the easiest thing.
K, thanks, bye.
Oh, Avian, dude, what a... Wow. Mate, that's really kind. Thank you very much. Are you going now? Have you got to scoot? When you get a chance, can you do some CC? Oh, I definitely can. Definitely can. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Right. Discord. Stream gallery. Stream gallery. What the fuck am I doing wrong here on the armor? Still working on the bionic. What are you doing wrong on the armor? What do you mean? The armor, like the transition from like the shadow here up to the top highlight is really good. Like you've got all the highlights in the right place. You haven't got, I think the only thing is you need a little bit of kind like panel separation, whether that's like tip tapping some chips along panel lines like here and here. I mean there's a reasonably good separation there and everything. What do you mean? The back of the model I always like. It's the transitions have me annoyed. The transitions are good. Why do they have you annoyed? I like that. That's a really good transition. That's exactly the same as mine on here. If you don't like the transitions, if you get some of whatever this mid-tone is and just water it down. So I have been stippling, but I have been trying to do standard blending. I really like that, dude. Like, if you want a standard blend, if you want to get this mid-tone here, and you want to like water it down like 3 parts water to 1 part paint, and then dry a lot of it off your brush so your brush feels damp. And then you just glaze from like the top here all the way down into the shadows, and it all blended together. If you really like wanting like a really smooth blend, it just takes some time. Like painting with a really smooth blend, but this is really good. Maybe just have to blend it together, but the transitions look nice. I agree. Yeah. So if you look at these, where's one that's, there we go. If you look at that, let's do a zoom in. Look how dirty this is when we zoom in, okay? You're also trying to be very contrasty. Okay, so if you're trying to be contrasty, that is different to blending. To be contrasty, and this is the thing that everybody gets wrong, you need high spots. So you need high spots, and you need very, very small, bright high spots, because there needs to be a value that's above the color that you want. So if you want, have I got anything around? Hang on. I haven't really got anything. I mean, it's kind of like these, right? I mean, these are so dusty. It's kind of like these. Like, this has to be for this to be blue, I need to highlight past blue. If I want the majority to look like that, I have to highlight way past blue, because there needs to be a high spot that contrasts against the dark spot. I know that sounds obvious. So you need more at the top of the shoulder and work back some shadows. No, you don't need the shadows, because if you look here, you've already got the shadows. You've already got shadows here. This is all really dark. You need this bit to almost go to white. So I don't know whether you have ice yellow, but it needs to be tiny. Like this highlight here, you need one more, and then you need like an ice yellow. So again, I'm struggling to find something to. What do they look like? These ones were a bit quick. I painted these ones a bit quickly because I had to do them for the article. Yeah, there we go, look. So these, what colour's the armour? The armour's red, but I've highlighted that spot there is yellow. There's a tiny spot there that's yellow, and if I cover everything else up, if I cover the vast majority of this panel up, it changes the colour of the panel. Changes the colour of the panel because you haven't got the darkness to contrast against it. So your eye is telling you that it's a brighter colour. Whereas as soon as you put the colour back, it's a really, really dark red with that high spot which is yellow. So you need that yellow. But look how small it is. Like the one on the head is a little bit too big. I slipped. You can see there's a tiny yellow spot right there, and then there's orange around it there, and then there's lots of orange around it here, and then the rest is red. So that highlight there is 4 highlights. So you've got the black, you've got the dark red, you've got the red mid-tone, and then you've got orange again, and then yellow. So it's these last two that you need. You've got this orange here, and then you need a smaller orange on the top. Yeah, reintroduce the highlight. So that is exactly what I'm doing with these. So that's my plan with these. So these are going to look how sketchy and shitty and horrible all these transitions are. And these are going to get an all over black wash, an oil wash that's going to be black, and it's going to knock everything black. So it's going to darken the whole model down. It's going to turn these bits here into jet black. It's going to soften this transition here. It's going to soften this transition here, and it's going to darken this highlight. And then once it's all darkened and softened out, I can then go back in, because that took no time at all. Like that was like 5 minutes, if that, of me with this brush going tap 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 tap. I want to highlight there, I want to highlight there, I want to highlight there, I want to highlight here, mix in the top highlight, touch, done. So that took no time at all. I'm then going to darken everything down, and then the time is going to be me coming back in going, I want to put a highlight here, 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 that kind of thing. So I've done shitloads, because I've done 30. I've got 30 of these to this point in no time at all, because it takes no time to get to this bit. And then the bit that takes some time is then putting in all these tiny little, I mean, it doesn't really, like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't even take that much time either. It's just going in and putting these tiny little dots that push the contrast. Because contrast, if you look at, this is how they taught it in photography. If you look at a photograph in photography, there's a brightest spot and there's a darkest spot. And the contrast is how far that is. If there's no contrast, then everything is like a really, really mid-grey. If there's lots of contrast in the picture, that the whitest and the darkest get further and further away. So to have contrast, you need that range across the panel which you're painting, and it doesn't matter how big that range is. And then the only decision that you have to make as the painter is what the mid-tone is in the middle. Does that make sense? So you're making it, you're increasing the contrast, but you have to choose what this mid-tone is. If you want it a dark red, then the mid-tone is a dark red. If you want it a bright blue, then the mid-tone is the bright blue. And then you have to push the contrast on either side of it, which is what people get wrong all the time. Like if people want to paint like a dark blue, they paint the dark blue, but then they don't highlight enough to get the contrast. Hopefully that makes sense. I need to clip that out and put that on YouTube. I think that might be quite a cool thing to put on YouTube. Anyway, there you go. Oh, you're welcome. No problem. Thank you very much for the Twitch, for the bits. Thank you very much for the bits. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah. There's a lot of painters have that same problem. It's just where they have the problem. Do they have the problem not having the shadows? Do they have the problem not having the mid-tone? Or do they have the problem not having the highlight? Like if you remember Duck, when Duck was painting, Duck used to go from the shadow to the highlight and he'd miss the mid-tone out. And then some people have the shadow and the mid-tone and they miss the highlight out. And some people don't have the shadow and therefore it looks grey. I will try and clip that, and I will try and... God, look how dusty this is. It's a cool conversion, though. It's a cool conversion, right? It's the new Orican the Diviner. With his claw turned round, and I think is that a new tail? I don't know whether that's a new tail. Yes, it is a new tail, because that's the... Void Dragon's tail. And to show you a demonstration of something gone bad, this one hasn't got the highlight. So this one has got the shadow and the mid-tone, there's no highlight on it, so it hasn't got any contrast. There we go. Anyway. The fun bit is started working on the mid-tone and we've removed the shadows. Thank you, Edward. Thank you for enjoying that bit. Back to taking pics in black and white. Yes, yes. Well, that's the famous photography, one, the Ansel Adams. The Ansel. Hang on. See if I can find the Ansel Adams. An explanation of Ansel Adams. There's some really good images explaining it. There we go. So he does a zonal system. So if you look at this, so that's what you need to do. This is what we need to do. This is what you need to think about when you're when you're working with your models, right? Because you need the really dark zone, which is all here, look, all up here, and then you need the bright contrast. So that's all the contrast zonality. But there's what's the highest, what's the largest zone in that picture? The largest zone is your mid-tone, so it's zone 5, so the one right in the middle, and it's all this down the middle, all this around here is all zone 5. And then you've got the leading line here, bit of foreground interest which isn't too bright, and then the bit that catches your eye. So you're in here, and then you go exploring around from it. The name is very familiar. Ansel Adams is really famous. It's really famous black and white photography. That's where all my painting kind of ideas come from. From my photography. Like if you look at all my painting is lit from this side. All my painting's lit from this side because that's how I used to do it with my photos. All my photos are lit from camera right. If you look at Richard Gray's paintings, all his are lit from the opposite side. They're lit from the left-hand side. So a lot of my painting things are kind of influenced from my photography, I think. But yeah, the transitions on that one look really good. Hopefully that all makes sense, everybody. There you go. Alright, let's get back to some painting. The next level of complexity to that is then, which I'm still kind of learning and chipping away at, is what colours to make your highlights to complement the rest of your model. Like, do you do a cold highlight? Do you do a warm highlight? If you do a warm highlight, how does that tie into the rest of the model and all that stuff? And that's the kind of thing that artists just look at you and go, well, obviously because X, Y, Z, and you're like, well, it's not obvious. Can you try and break it down a little bit for me? And that's where I get really cross with school, because I missed out on all the art stuff. And that's also why the heavy metal painting style is so therapeutically simple, because you don't have to think about anything like that. You just edge highlight everything. Like when I did that, painted that marine for the heavy metal interview application, it was so like, I can just switch off. That was much more a painting exercise than an art exercise. It was like, can you control your paintbrush to put a tiny line there? Yes, I can. There we go. It's that kind of thing. So I really enjoy the freedom of painting in the heavy metal style, but I prefer painting like this. Yeah, it's much more complicated than heavy metal. It is, I 100% agree. And I said that in the interview, and I probably shouldn't have done. They were like, "What was it like painting the model?" And I was like, "Oh, mate, it was so easy. I didn't have to think about any kind of light, anything. No light directions. No like, how big is this highlight going to be? It's just like, can I paint this straight line here? Yes, no. I don't think they're like that." Right, I am going to make a very, very quick cup of tea. Yeah, you need to spin that a bit, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know Max, so I talked to Max, so I don't think he minded, but yeah. I'm going to make a cup of tea in a second. I've just realised I haven't done this one. Yeah. I don't mean that you're not good painters. You're brilliant painters, guys. I just mean that it's like painting by numbers, and it's such a freeing way to paint. You're painting these, like how big should that first volumetric highlight be? Bearing in mind that the next one has to be smaller and the next one has to be even smaller than that, therefore how do you fit it in the right place? I need to zoom out so that you can... I think I qualify for the job because honestly what you're doing is piss easy. Honestly, like what you're painting is can I control a nice sharp line with my paintbrush? Yes, I can. Anyway, right, I'm going to go make a cup of tea before I put my foot in my mouth anymore. 11 months ago, wow. And it's been refunded for not showing up 10 months ago. Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm glad you got a refund and you got the Vortex mixer. I still haven't plugged mine in. My vibratory thing is still over there. I hope it went well. Oh, have you just had your interview? Wait. Have you just had your interview? I didn't answer any of my questions like that today. Oh, nice one. Yeah, how was it? Have to tell me how it was when I get back. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. How do you run a meeting with a client that's new to X? Yeah. Yeah. Right, I'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. How we doing? How we doing? Right, we need some copper, don't we? This is the last pot. How are you doing, Target? Is everything okay your end, dude? Hope so, mate. It's all bumped up. Dropper bottles are brilliant, they say. They're really good, they say. Until they clog up. Boo! Boo back! Boo back, Mr. Manaringo. Yeah, how was your interview then, dude? It wasn't a train crash. That is excellent. That's what we like to hear. Hey Rick, how you doing? Love the verdigris, thank you very much. We're just building it up. I'm going to get my shitty paintbrush out because we're doing metallics and I don't have a shitty Artisopus one yet because they're all still new. It wasn't bomb, but it wasn't good. Why do you think it wasn't good? They're usually the ones which turned out alright, aren't they? Is there a lot of different paints? Yes. Yeah, so it's old copper over black, it's then turquoise, it's blue green, it's then old copper again, it's new copper, and then it's new copper with a bit of chrome. If you go on YouTube, there's a YouTube video talking about the whole colour scheme. Do exclamation mark YouTube in chat. I think I'm aware enough that you wasn't answering the questions as well as I should have been able to. Okay. I think a number of factors combined, so it wasn't very good. You fluffed the questions. There are fairly softball questions that I just stumbled through responses. So, like, interview... practice kind of thing, like not having had an interview for ages. I mean, interviews are an interesting thing, aren't they? Because like you need a good interviewer. Not somebody who's just reading from a script and accepting answers. Like they need to assess you as a person and your knowledge outside of said interview. So you have to trust that the interviewer is good as well, don't you? The interviewers were good, excellent. You just need more practice. You'll be all good. Let's find out what they say first, as well. Are you likely to get feedback, or is it one of those interviews that's like, thank you very much, but we don't give feedback? Like Games Workshop. Games Workshop are like that. You go to, I've had 3 interviews at Games Workshop, and they're like, nope, sorry. Any feedback? Nope. I've had feedback from one of them, and it was basically I was the third favourite and they wanted 2. It's like, oh, thanks for that. In theory they will provide feedback, but who knows in practice. Gotcha. Well, fingers crossed, dude. Like, well done for getting the interview done and out of the way and ticked off and attended and all that sort of stuff. Well, yesterday I did a standing stream and I went all... What time is it actually? Yeah, it's not even 4 o'clock yet. Yesterday I did a standing stream and I went all the way through and I was fine. Today my feet are aching like shit. But we're going to power through because they've got to get used to it. Because I'm quite enjoying painting standing up. Knowing all the... painting I'm going to have to be doing soon. So if I can get the vast majority of models done painting standing up like this. I really enjoyed painting these yesterday, just standing up, painting all the details and the silver and everything. And the plan, don't know whether I've told you the plan is to do the Raven Guard with this kind of brush texture and then the Night Lords with airbrush texture. And have the 2 variations. And we're recording a video for both as well. So this is the video marine for the Raven Guard. And then we'll do. I've got to record a test marine because I'm definitely doing a test marine for the Night Lords. Because the Raven Guard, like I got to that point, I was like, oh, that's brilliant. I'm going to do it on everything. Because I know that's going to work, whereas the Night Lords I'm going to play around a lot more with the tones. I need to get the tones right. Going to put a Raider together. I should probably paint the Barbecue and the Drukhari manning it separately. Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely paint them separately. Raider is one of the easiest sub-assemblies you'll ever see. Like you paint the Raider, paint all the crew, and then you stick it all together. It means I know to some sits. To some sits? Is that standing? So yeah, and the Night Lords I want. I don't think I want much or many, if any, Mark 6 in the Night Lords. I do have some Mark 6. When I read Raider, I've been doing Horus Heresy. I've been doing the Horus Heresy stuff for so long. I thought you meant Land Raider until I carried on reading. I was like, oh yeah, of course, Drukhari. All the cool new Drukhari that's coming out. Yeah, fair. Yeah, but the Land Raider's looking good. Do you want to see it? Have I shown you the Land Raider? The Raven Guard Land Raider? I didn't know whether to paint it as the Deliverer scheme shining a little bit in the light. That should be really good. And I quite like that that is a very, very similar colour to the kind of the turquoise that I've been highlighting everything, so I'm really pleased about that. That's pure luck. That's almost the same as the highlight colour I've been using for the black. Yeah, I love Land Raiders. So that's the Land Raider for the Raven Guard. I've got Land Raider for the Night Lords, but this one's just a I can't remember what this one's called. Is this one a carrier without the front door? Yeah, I really like it. To be fair, I like both the Land Raiders. I do like both the Land Raiders, and apparently you can have the new Land Raider in Horus Heresy as well. So I was very, very close to trying to get one of the new Land Raiders for the Raven Guard, because the Raven Guard are like using experimental stuff all the time. But I already had that one, so I thought, oh, I'll just build that one. So I built that one. So yeah, that one's for the Night Lords. And then I have a Night Lord Spartan! Got a Spartan for the Night Lords as well, and this is to carry the Night Lords Terminators, which will be really cool. Now Chris, did you know you can have Proteus Land Raider Explorers as fast attack? I did, but only because, well, I didn't actually, because I don't know what the Horus Heresy 3.0 rules are, but I was working out what I had points-wise from 2.0, and I found the Land Raider in the fast attack bit in the book, and it's 220 points. So for Raven Guard, I have, if I get Corvus Corax and 10 Dark Furies and convert 10 more Death in, I have 3,300 points without War Gear, which I think is pretty good. And I thought it was going to be more than that. So it's quite cool that it's a huge army and it's still kind of all usable sort of thing. So obviously I need Corax. But yeah, that's everything there, and that's only including the 10 Assault Marines. I still don't know whether to use the Mark 6 Assault Marines in the Night Lords, or whether to get Mark 4 Assault Marines. If they do Assault Marines, or even Mark 2, like I could get Mark 2 jump packs, couldn't I, and put them on the Mark 2 bodies. But then again, I want the Night Lords to be really scattered, all the armour to be really scattered across all the units. So maybe I do Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 6 with jump packs on. Lacomnix. Oh, okay. So this one is the Explorer. Is this? Sorry, not this one. The Night Lords one I showed earlier. Is that the Explorer? Because that's a normal one with the ramp. Because that's for the Deliverer Cataphracti Terminators. And then, to be fair, technically I've got 6 Saturnine as well. Yes, no ramp is the Explorer. Okay, so I've got a Land Raider Explorer, and that's still got capacity, hasn't it? Just not as many, because I have 10. I've got 10 of the Night Lords. I've got 10 of the Night Lords Terminators to do, and they were going to go. I was going to put those in the land. Well, no, they're going in the Spartan. No, that's right. They're going in the Spartan, because the Spartan isn't the Spartan like 24 or something. I don't know. I haven't really thought about the Night Lords as much as I have the Raven Guard, at least. Hey Alfredo, how we doing? 26. 26 in a Spartan, and how many in a normal Land Raider? 12. Lady Malice Shadowheart. Yeah, so 12 for the. How you doing, Shirato? 12 in the normal Land Raider. Spartan is 20. Fish just said the Spartan is 26, Alfredo. So I think it is 26. Spiky as well. Hello, how are you? God, my left foot is so sore.
Good God! Share our warpstone, and I will not eat you! Yet.
Which one are we doing? So we've just done that one, so let's just get another one. There we go. So I've got 4 of these to do. If I can get these done with the copper, then that's going to be good, and we can move on to doing the red next time. Spiky, we've been talking about Horus Heresy and the Raven Guard and converting up a more Deathin squad. Rather than buying it, because buying it is completely pointless. Because all I've got to do is sculpt a cloak. If I can sculpt a cloak, then I can convert a more Deathin squad. Basically. And I think I can sculpt a cloak. Rumour has it, I have been known to sculpt a cloak. So we're going to convert. I'm going to get 10 Mark 6 Marines on sprue from eBay or something, and convert a more Deathin squad with cloaks and cool bolters. Converting them to Star Wars. Yeah, because they can hit things, right? So they're going to piss all over the stormtroopers. It's these guys, for if you don't know. There you go. It's those guys. So if you look at these, there's nothing really special about them. They have a cool bolter which you can convert. They've got Mark 6 armour, one of them's kneeling down and one of them's, like a few of them have got their feet on the rock, so that'll be a cool thing to kind of convert. And then they have those shoulder pads which I've actually got the 3D prints for. Shh, quiet, shush. And I can sand down. You only see 3D print lines on this bit here, and I can sand that flat so you don't see them. So I can disguise that. And then those are just going to be the really cool helmets. And the only thing that shows different is the cloak, which, if you look at the cloak, is not even a complicated Games Workshop cloak sculpt. It's literally a piece of green stuff that's been flattened out and then given some ripples. It's not like a. It's not like what a cloak you would see on a Horus Heresy normal. Hang on, let's bring up a more regular looking cloak like this one. There. It's not that kind of cloak. Stroke the ripples. Twist the ripples. Mark 6 should be relatively easy to pose kneeling. I reckon so. Because it's, and I say all it is, but it's like a little bit more involved than all it is. But you cut off the thigh, you cut off the calf, you repose it, and then you add the ribbing, right? So that should be reasonably straightforward. So if I can get some of these on sprue, I have 5 of these spare already built. So if I can get, even if I can just get 5 on sprue, I can convert 5 kneeling and then have 5 standing up and then scatter them across the whole unit if I want to. And then just sculpt the cloak. If you can sculpt a cloak, if you can sculpt a person, if you can sculpt a person, you can sculpt a Death Star. Right now I'm converting interceptors with 1 plasma gun and Phobos armored marines. Nice, Alfredo. You wouldn't download a Death Star, would you? Hell yeah. So yeah, I think the Mordeth are going to be converted. I think that's the right thing to do. The Dark Fury is less so. I think the Dark Fury is a little bit less of a less of an issue. I'm still really tempted to put them on Mark 6 bodies though. The Legion Moritat. You know the Legion Moritat? What pistols does he end up with? What pistols can he have? Because there's the Raven Guard Moritat, isn't there? That special character dude that's really cool. So he's really cool. Plasma or Serpenta, that's it. So Volkite or Plasma. Because they look really weird, like the models look really odd. But they're very Raven Guardy, aren't they? So I was going to convert a load of them, but I don't know. Because what's the Raven Guard dude got? Because I didn't realise he was a Moritat until I clicked on him a few days ago. So this dude is a. Where did I click on? Where did I find out that he was a Moritat? I can't remember where I found out he was a Moritat. Oh, I think it was the Warhammer community article. But he's got. It looks like he's got like bolt weapons or. I mean, he's really bloody cool. He's really, 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 really cool. I want to convert him into a Praetor, really. But he's just a Moritat without the weird cables and everything going from his gun to his backpack. And he looks cooler. I really never liked the look of Vargeists on the wall as a different person and building them from the spearhead. I really don't like the Vargeists. They were the one thing that I tried to adjust in my spearhead. So I used the Vikros ones from Warcry. Warcry? No. Oh shit! What was the AOS Blackstone Fortress game that that came out and just sold out instantly, and then got pulled from the shelves, and everybody was furious. Shit, can't think what it was called. Anyway, the Vicross vampires from there, and put them on larger bases to count as Vargeists, because I didn't like them as much. Curse City, there we go. The Vicross ones from Curse City. Demonstration of our power. Less myth than you were. Yeah, I just kind of looked into having a spearhead of everything, apart from those. So I was like, well, I'll use the Vicross ones, because I got the Vicross. I've got loads of the Vicross ones. They're really good in AOS because they get that free move at the end of the turn. So they just fly around and move everywhere, and they're a really funky way of playing. And then of course they change all the points. So the army I was painting up for AOS is now not legal because I don't have enough points. So I need to add something. It's one of those painting meta things that's really annoying with how often they change the rules. It's like, oh, that's a really cool army, I'm going to paint that up. And you start painting it up, and then halfway through you painting up the whole army, because it's a whole army, it takes fucking ages. Unless you slap chop the shit out of it, which I wasn't. And then they changed the rules, changed the points. And the rules as well. So one of the models that I had in the army, because it was cool and had cool rules, now has dull rules. So there's a little bit of annoyance going on with things like that. Oh, I didn't even turn the... Very sorry. Why is it not turning on? Hang on, let me... There we go. Oh, Fish with a resub! Thank you very much, man. You got the Death Rattle box set, Spearhead, and the Massive Dragon Chap. Oh my god, the Death Rattle box set is so good, dude. It's so good. Twitch ads are so annoying. They are. I'm very sorry. I can't control anything about that. That's Twitch. But thank you for the resub. I think it's a reasonable investment and support for the stream to not get ads. Thank you very much. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Generally not on in the day, as I'm always out and about, and it suits my man when yours expires, but I would say you're... Oh, thank you very much. Just about worth it. That's all I ever try for. Just about worth it. I mean, I've dropped some knowledge bombs today. I don't know whether you know. Dropped some knowledge bombs today. Right, so that's 5 done. Got 3 left. Oh my god. It's quite warm here. Why is it so warm? Wonder if there's a cool bolter from like the Incursors or something that I could use for that more death in bolter. Or not use for it, but use parts of for it. I'll have to have a look. Whew. I really need to feel like I need to sit down. Oh. Oh. Ugh. Okay. Let's move that out of the way. It's in the way of where my legs want to sit. What's everybody doing tonight? Is anybody watching the football tonight? Did anybody watch AJ Lee return at the weekend? You're driving to Bristol. Driving to Bristol. Driving home for Christmas. I can't wait to see those faces. I'm driving home to Bristol. What you driving to Bristol for, dude? What you got happening? What you got on? You got tournament, event, work, family party? I'm driving home to Bristol. Fun day meeting tomorrow to discuss business plans for my business group. Sweet! Oh, that'll be cool though. Like, Bristol's a cool place. And it's quite a nice drive down. Like, there's some cool services on the way. You can kind of, I don't advocate switching off, but you can kind of switch off on the drive down. It's quite relaxing. Or I could at least. I don't know where you're driving from. You can get Jack FM when you get closer to Bristol, and you can have all the 80s stuff. I don't know whether Jack FM is still any good. Getting treated to dinner? Sweet! There's some really nice dinner places over in Bristol, I know that. Down by the waterfront. Hint, stream tomorrow. Yes, I will be streaming tomorrow, but it will be after I go out to lunch for my sister's birthday. I have a birthday lunch with my sister at midday, so it might be a little bit later than today and yesterday. I've been trying to stream a little bit earlier this week because I was messing around installing and setting up this standing desk last week, so I didn't get to stream much last week. But it will be a little bit later tomorrow. See you later, Spiky Boy. Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. Thank you for all the excited hints. Sorry, for the Raven Guard stuff. Oh, right, 2 to go. This is such simple stuff as well, like en masse this will look really, really good, but it's just like look what I'm doing, it's just like such lazy. Which is why I'm using a shitty brush as well. Oh, another one that I need to do the gold on the bow. I've missed the gold on the bow on lots of these, haven't I? I think I was trying to work out what colour to paint the bow. Since I decided on that bone colour, because that's where we get the bone colour from for the rest of the army, so it ties in. Once I work that out, then I can start painting all these gold, well, copper. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. There we go. Hint, stream tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow. I will stream tomorrow. The times when I batch paint stuff and I'll be on like Marine 10 of 10-man squad and go, huh, this one has a pistol holder, and then I realize all the other ones, yeah. And that's what I'm wondering with, where's Mr. Euridic? That's what I'm wondering about, because the pistols on the pistol holsters on the Marines look really cool, and it would make sense that some Raven Guard would have pistol holsters, but I don't know whether to add them or not because it's going to be more painting. Or whether to add them and then just do some really simple like neutral grey edge highlight and then just be like done. Because he's pointing with his hand, so he needs a pistol on a holster, because otherwise he's just got a claw, and then he's just screwed. I'm going to give them turquoise eyes as well. They're going to have turquoise eyes, not the red eyes that I started doing. Started doing them red eyes. Oh, it's so warm. Why is it so warm? I don't understand why it's so warm. Is Cetra's Legion yet finished? No. No, I am still going. I've got the Screaming Skull Catapult much closer. I've got all the skeletons much closer. I've got the Bone Giants closer. I haven't got the 2 dragons at all closer. I've got the Tomb Guard closer as well. Yeah, how are you, Jinx? I like the holsters and bits in general, but if I'm just building and painting for a game event, I will leave some off. Yeah, I'm really tempted to add a few. Like all the sergeants have them. Like the sergeants have like a little bit of detail on their waist, but that's more because the sergeants have a little bit more of an open pose. Like that guy, there's no point in him having anything on his waist, right? Because there's no space. So I suppose the open pose ones, I mean, maybe that guy could have something on his waist, give a bit of detail in here, I don't know. So yeah, I'm umming and ahhing at the moment. I mean, a lot of it is going to be like these little trinket things which are hanging from the shoulder pads and stuff. A lot of it will be from that. Even if we're only talking Marines, I like a few. I think it adds variety. Yeah, I do like the variety. Like there's a fine line in my head anyway. There's a fine line for variety for the Raven Guard and the Night Lords. The Night Lords are going to be scattered. Like all the armor marks are going to be different. Like within a squad, there's going to be like Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4, Mark 6, maybe Mark 6. Only like a handful of Mark 6s across the army. Whereas the Raven Guard, I want to be much more regimented. So the Night Lords, I think, you could almost have like loads of trinkets on the Night Lords. But the Raven Guard, I want to be a little bit more regimented, and then there's a difference between the two armies as well. The more I see that out of the corner of my eye, the more I like it. I think it's fantastic. I need to do it more. I want I want another Predator with a stupid long barrel. It's fantastic. Smurfs. All my Chaos stuff in 40k is all over the shop because it should be. Yes. Yeah, well, for the Night Lords, I'm even thinking about using some of the Chaos Marine bodies. Just make sure that there are ones without the Chaos Star on them. Because if you stand them next to a Horus Heresy Marine, they are identical. Identical size. So there's not going to be any size disparity at all. So, and I've got so many Chaos Marines from various things. From box sets that I've been sent, from boxes that I've bought. I've got so many Marine bodies, Chaos Marine bodies. So I'm just going to go through and I'm going to find all the ones that don't have Chaos eyes on them and just like throw some of them in as well. And then all they need is a Horus Heresy backpack. Stick a Horus Heresy backpack on it and they work perfectly. Like the Mark 6 one would be really cool. Like I haven't got a Mark 6 one that's not the Praetor one, but like a Mark 6 backpack, which would be really nice and simple. It's a bit too curvy for me, so probably better to have the Mark IIs and the Mark IIIs backpacks. But yeah, that's what I want to do with the Night Lords, and then I'll have two very, very different armies. I'm really enjoying doing the Horus Heresy stuff now, actually. It's taken me a long time to get into it, in terms of legions, like picking a legion. Nothing bad, just tweaks. Yeah. Because as well, like my Chaos Space Marines are Night Lords, right? They're all Night Lords. Like even the World Eaters, I got sent the World Eater stuff, I've converted them into Night Lord Possessed and Night Lords Chosen and things like that. So I've got loads of them. So the Night Lords, I've also got the kill team. So I've got so many bodies, Chaos Space Marine bodies. So I'm just going to go through them all and just like snap off some of the arms and reuse the bodies that are nice and simple. And then that'll be another X number of bodies for the Night Lords Legion. I'm quite excited. It should be quite cool. I wish it would cool down. Why is it so hot? Why is it so warm today? Right, so have we got one more to do? No, we've got two more to do. Whew. Two more to do, and then I'm going to finish and go make some food. Cooler here. Yeah, I don't know why it's so muggy. It just feels really muggy here. I've got the windows open and everything. There's just, I don't know whether it's because there's no breeze, but it wasn't particularly muggy when I walked to the post office earlier. I'm dead excited to get the Assault Marines. That's going to be really good. I think I'll make 10 Assault Marines, and then I will use the other 10 bodies to turn into Dark Furies. I think I'll do that. Just started building my second, the Old World army myself. Super. Oh, what army are you doing? I might have 6 now. I got sent the Cathay stuff, so I've got Cathay. You can go and have a look on my YouTube for the Cathay colour scheme I'm doing. I've got sent Tomb Kings, obviously, because I'm Mr. Tomb King. All my stuff, and this is a evolution of the scheme that I used, that I painted up and was used in the first army book, the kind of the dark red and gold. I've got a Minotaur army, I have a Dark Elf army, I've got a Wood Elf army, I have a Minotaurs, I've got a Orc Boar Boy army. What am I missing? I'm missing something. And then I've got plans for that Chaos army, which would be really, really good fun. Like a dragon worshipping Chaos cultist army with 3 dragons in it. Should be really good fun. But I'm gonna 3D print that one. That one's gonna be a 3D printed army mainly because there's some really nice dragons that I found on my mini factory, which I'm like, well, I just need those dragons. They're gorgeous. 6, yeah. The Wood Elves are mostly painted. Most have paint on. They're away from being finished, but they are all based and painted. The Dark Elves are all mostly kind of have paint on and have been started. The Orcs are primed. The Minotaurs are primed. The Cathay aren't even built. I built 4, I think. Built one for the article that I had to paint for, and for the YouTube video. And beyond that, not much else. I bought the dude on the flying winged dragon Longma thing. Haven't collected High Elf since I was a kid, but now I want to start Empire, especially since I wanted to use Mordheim Trench Crusade conversions. Nice! Yeah, Trench Crusade's cool as well, and that's we've got between us, we've got all the print files for the Trench Crusade stuff. Apart from the Churches one, Trench Pilgrims. Apart from the Trench Pilgrims one, because the person who got the Trench Pilgrim ones hasn't been sent the files yet, which is really annoying. And he's become a little bit awkward to chase. I'd mock, but I have 4 separate Space Marine armies, let alone other things. We still need to do your Helbrecht. Yeah, these are cool. I am enjoying the Marines now, which has taken me a long time to get to a point of enjoying Marines and getting excited about them. So might even try a Raven Guard audiobook again. Just waiting on my word tops. Nice! Fantastic, dude. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad the kitchen's going well, mate. That's taken a while, hasn't it? That's been a long time in the works. Excellent. It's going to be awesome when it's done. And also, I'm sure very kind of stress relieving as well, because living in a building site I know is particularly like mentally tiring, rather than saying stressful. Because stressful suggests that like you haven't like dealt with what is causing it to be stressful, sort of thing. Whereas mentally tiring is just like I can deal with it. It just takes a lot of effort. A couple of weeks ago they were doing the fitting. I was ready to commit murder. Oh my god, 18 months on a terrifying amount with all the bits and bobs. Oh my word. Yeah, one of my friends is having a loft conversion done, and that's the same thing. It's like, oh my god, there's so much disruption going on. Last one. Time is it? Okay, so it's 4:30, which is perfect, because then I can go and get some dinner and then just kind of unwind and rest before the football. I thought somebody was walking down the drive then. Even when we're getting the snags fixed at the end of our rebuild. What, stressful? Just like, oh my god. So much stuff going on. I bet your rebuild looks amazing though, Mannering. It must be a really cool place to live. How's Laura today? Is she okay? Is she busy with phone calls and stuff today? Right, tomorrow. Do you mind tomorrow if we do some more Raven Guards? Mainly because I think his pistol should arrive tomorrow, because I've ordered 4. So his like Volkite pistols, the Pencha thing, should arrive tomorrow. So we can glue that on, prime that, get that painted. And then if I can do, like I say, I just need to pull that white a little bit. The mid-tone here needs to be paler. So I need that little bit there to be a paler mid-tone. And then once I've done that, I can then do that one as well. And once I've done that, I can oil wash the whole lot. Oil wash everything. record it on the recordy one. Oh no! I need to clean the 3D prints and then snap these ones off and replace them with new ones. I've printed smaller scale ones because that just looks too big. It looks out of scale. So I've scaled them down to 85%. So I should have some smaller ones to dangle. So it's only the ones with the skulls on. There are some around here. That one's got a skull on it. That one's got a skull on it. God damn it. There are some. There we go. Oh no, that one's got a skull on it as well. Bloody hell. There are some that are just like a feather. There we go. There are some that are like a feather and a gem. That one still actually looks a little bit too big. But the ones that are just a feather aren't too bad, so I'm going to leave those ones. They're okay. It's just the ones that are the skulls, because I think that just looks stupid. That looks too big. Like, the skulls are the same size as his fucking skull. So I've printed some smaller ones of those. So I'm going to go round. Once I've cleaned them off the printer, I'm going to snap these off, replace them, prime them very carefully, and then oil wash everything. 8 deliveries alone to get most of our kitchen here and there are still parts outstanding. Keeping a family of 5 going with no sink, no cooker. Oh my god, fish! Oh my god! No washing machine is a challenge in theory. I have another 9 days in theory. You've got it, dude. You've got it. You've got it. Right, let's finish this one off. And then we will be good to rock and roll. So yeah, we'll do some Raven Guard tomorrow if that's okay. I might even finish off repriming some of the Legions Imperialis stuff. Go. Make sure we've got all the heads, because the heads for some reason I seem to miss occasionally. Surprising how crap companies can be. That's the most annoying thing, I think. The amount of time that you like book somebody, can you please come this day, and they're like, oh yeah sure, of course, and then it comes to the day, it's like, oh I'm sorry, we can't come. Oh, for fuck's sake. That's got to be utterly frustrating. So I totally sympathise with trying to administrate all the incomings and outgoings and everything. There we go. Right, perfect. Our fitters have been outstanding. That's fantastic. Oh, everything else has been shambles. Window people turned out to be the worst. My friend's loft conversion has actually seems to be going quite smoothly. Nobody's like not turned up. Right. Anybody got any questions before we finish up and head out? Got another step of all the Ushabti done. They look great. They're going to look so good. They are going to look really good. I think what pissed me off the most was having items missed or broken on delivery, and then 2 hours later getting an automated message saying congratulations, all your products have been delivered successfully. Early one for you today. Yeah, so I started a little bit earlier as well, but honestly, my feet are so sore from standing here painting, and also I want to just unwind a little bit and get some food done ready for the football.
You have been measured.
And War Masters is here,
And you absolutely
making it to TSN.
Have been found.
Yeah, it's yeah. How are you, War Masters? So we've just done the highlight step and the patina step on the eight bow Ushabti, which are all here. These ones here. So we've got 8 of those done. That one needs the glaze on the base. Actually, these 3 need the glaze on the base. But yeah, that's the bow Ushabti. Done all the copper after the patina step. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go and do some more Raven Guard. War Masters. I was saying earlier. War Masters. Yeah, that's the white shoulder pad as well. I did the white shoulder pad last night. I just need to pull the kind of the mid grey a little bit lower down, just to soften the transition a bit. But that's pretty cool. I've swapped the 3 jet bikes that I was asking out on social media. I've swapped 3 jet bikes for 20 assault marines, so I've got 20 assault marines coming, which is perfect. So that's 10 assault marines for the Raven Guard, 10 assault marines for the Night Lords. So perfect. Yeah. Right, let's go find somebody to raid. Who is around? Who is around? Whew. Still been a 3-hour stream, which has been great. Rob is on, Ren is on, Nikki's on, Painting Dad's on, Badger's on. Oh, let's go do Badger. Let's go do Badger. We don't get to do Badger very often. All one word. Slash raid. Ren, Rue, Rob. Rue is on. Come on then, let's do Rue. We haven't done Rue for a while. Roll, is it all one word? Roll 1 to explode. Roll 1 to explode. I think it's all one word. All one word, yeah, cool. Excellent! Right, take care everybody. See you all tomorrow. Thank you very much. We'll do some Raven Guard tomorrow. We'll be doing, if I can get all the oil wash done, then we might try and take 1 to finish. Like, we'll do all the chipping and everything, and just see how long it takes to get 1 to finish. So yeah, take care everybody. See you later.